Hello dear viewers, welcome back to our channel, to a new lesson in this series of English lessons that we are uh, publishing in our channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share so that everybody can benefit from these lessons. Today we are going to talk about an important issue in English for speakers and learners as well. It is about tenses. As we know that tenses in English are a headache for students. They always fear tenses. So I decided to review with you the English tenses that we have, the 12 tenses that we have in English. So let's get started. Verb tenses review. Why do we have to learn and to understand tenses? Because time is important in writing and speaking and reading as well. Verb tense expresses the time of an event or action. Time and how it is expressed in writing is very important to English readers. You always have to know the tense in a piece of writing that you are reading as well as a piece of writing that you are writing. The English language has 12 tenses. The English language has 12 tenses, as I said. They are here. Look at this 12 tenses, and we are going to review them one by one. In this lesson, we will review the meaning of each verb tense. So let's get started with the first tense and the basic tense of English language, which is the simple present. The simple present tense expresses a habit, often repeated actions. So whenever you want to speak about something that is a habit, as you can see on this timeline, it is repeated actions, and this is to show that simple present expresses repeated actions or habits. Adverbs of frequency such as often or often, seldom, sometimes, never, always, etc. are used with this tense. So let's look at this example here. She goes to work every day, which means she goes to work on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I mean all the days. They always eat lunch together, so it's something that is repeated, and you see here an adverb of frequency, which means that it is a repeated action and it is a habit. Next is the tense is also expresses general truths or facts that are timeless, that they don't have time. For example, snow falls in December in Minnesota. This is a city in the United States. So it falls in December. It's timeless. It doesn't have it's like it doesn't change in time. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, which is a fact. It is a fact that if you put water on a 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. So this is the simple present tense. Next is the present continuous. This tense is used to describe an action that is occurring right now, at this moment, today, uh, this year. This action has begun and it is still in progress. As you can see on this timeline, it is used to express or to talk about an action that is occurring right now. Now look here now. Maybe this action has started before now and it is still, as you can see here, it is still continuing, or it's still in progress. This tense also is called the present progressive, which means that the action is in progress. For example, she is typing a paper for her class. Maybe she started typing the paper, and at the moment she is still typing, and maybe she is going to finish typing in a few moments. He can't talk. He is fixing the sink right now. Maybe he started the fixing the sink, right, and he's still fixing it right now. Remember that for the present continuous we use the verb to be in simple present plus the verb plus ing. The present continuous also is used to describe an action that is occurring in the present but is temporary. Okay, so for example, John is living in Modesto, but he might move soon. So the action of living is here. He's living right now in Modesto, but maybe he is he is moving after that. Nice. Simple past. Now let's move to the simple past. We use the simple past to indicate exactly when an action or an event took place in the past. So let's have a look at this. So I visited my sister yesterday, which is an action that is finished in the past. It took place in the past. We went to dinner last night, which means here, last night. Now remember that this is a regular verb and we add ed, and for irregular verbs this is the verb to go in simple past, and you have to learn the irregular verbs, which will be posted in a few days in our channel, a lesson on irregular verbs. Simple past also is used to describe actions or events that are now completed and no longer true in the past. Something that is no longer true in the present. Something that is completed. I attended MGC in 1998, which means I no longer attend MGC. I saw a movie every weekend when I was a teenager, which means this is not anymore, because I'm not anymore a teenager and I don't see movies very much anymore. So this is to talk about something that is completed and no longer true in the present. The past continuous now. Let's move to the past continuous. It is used to talk about an activity that was in progress at a specific time, specific point of time in the past. The emphasis is on the duration of the activity in the past. So here the emphasis is on the duration. Let's look at this example. I was studying for an exam while my mother was cooking dinner. So at the same time, these two actions were happening at the same time, and which means that while he was studying, or while I was studying, my mother was cooking dinner. We were walking in the park around 7 p.m. last night. So this is the action, the action in the past continuous, and we are talking about the duration of the activity. The past continuous is often used with the simple past to show that one action was in progress when another action occurred. So here is the action in the past continuous, and here is, so this is the past continuous action, and here is the simple past action. So I was talking, or I was taking a bath when the door bell rang. So this is the activity that was in progress, and this is the action that happened while the first action was in progress. They were eating dinner when the neighbors stopped by. So this is the first action, which is progressive, and you have to pay attention to the form of the past continuous as well. When the neighbors stopped by. So this is simple past, and this is a past continuous. Now for the past continuous form, we use the verb to be in simple past, which is was or were plus verb plus ing. Remember this. Now let's move to the present perfect. The present perfect is used to talk about an event that began in the past and continues up to the present. So you can see here that this action started in the past, and it continues up to the present. She lived in Modesto for 2 years. He began living in Modesto 2 years ago, and he still lives here. Okay, so this is 2 years. Okay, so the action started in the past, and it continues up to now. Okay, so this is for the present. The present perfect is also used to talk about an event that was completed in the past, but the specific time of the event is not important. I have seen that movie before, so we don't care about the time of the event. It's not important. I have already seen that movie. He has already visited Vietnam. We don't care. We don't know, and it's not important for us about the specific dates and times are not mentioned. It's not important. He has already visited Vietnam. Present perfect continuous. The tense is used to describe the duration of an action that began in the past and continues into the present. He has been studying grammar for 1 hour. He has been studying grammar for 1 hour. It's a continuous, it's a duration. We are talking here about the duration, and pay attention here, the duration is mentioned for an hour. She has been cooking all day. Okay, so the action started in the past and continues till now. He is still studying and she is still cooking, which means that it's still in progress up to now. The present perfect continuous is also used to describe events that have been in progress recently and are rather temporary. She has been living in Taiwan for the last 2 months, but she plans to move. Again, it's something that has been in progress and are temporarily. Okay, she has been living in Taiwan for the last 2 months. Again, time is mentioned here. Just remember that for the present perfect continuous, we use have or has plus past participle plus the verb plus ing to form the present perfect continuous. Now let's move to past perfect. The past perfect tense describes completed events that took place in the past before another past event. So look here, we have 2 past actions, one in the past simple and one in the past perfect, but the past perfect is always first before the simple past. The Titanic had received many warnings before it hit the iceberg. So receiving the warning was first, and then it hit the iceberg. So this is the past perfect and this is the simple past. I had already eaten. So had already eaten when my friend stopped by to visit. So the first one is the action of eating, and then the second action in the past, and remember this is all in the past, is that my friend stopped by to visit. Nice. Remember that for the past perfect we use had plus past participle. Had plus past participle. Okay? Now let's move to the past perfect continuous. This tense is used to emphasize the duration of an action that was completed before another action or event in the past. She had been driving around the city for 3 hours. Remember here again we use for 3 hours. So we are talking about the duration, okay? Before she finally found the right office. So this is the action in the past. This is the simple past action. She found the right office. But before this action happens, there is this duration of 2 hours. So she had been driving all this duration for this action to happen. So that's the past perfect continuous meaning. Now let's move to the future. We use will and be going to are often used to describe the future actions. Thomas will graduate in June. This will happen in June. Now this is now. This is the time of speaking. So this is in the future. Maria is going to go to Mexico next week. Maria is going to go to Mexico next week. We'll post another lesson on be going to plus verb next in our channel, inshallah. Now, the simple present and present continuous are used to express future time. These are often used in connection with schedules. The meeting, she is meeting a new client at 11. She is meeting a new client at 11. So this is present continuous. The train leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Look here, tomorrow, and here we use the present simple. But you have to mention the time. She leaves at 6 o'clock tomorrow. The future continuous. This tense is used to describe an event or an action that will occur over a period of time at a specific point in the future. I will be teaching ESL, English as a second language, 40 at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So, which means that at a certain time, the specific time in the future, at 10, maybe this is 9. So at this time, I will be doing something. So we use will be plus verb plus ing. They will be moving their furniture out of the house by the time you arrive tomorrow. So by the time you will be here tomorrow, you will be moving. You will find that they started moving. They will start moving their furniture. So here, this is the future. The future perfect tense is used to describe an event or an action that will be completed before another event or time in the future. So here, it's like the past in the future. So we will have finished the exam by the time, remember this, by the time class ends tomorrow. So by the time, you can invert this, you can put this here and bring this one here. So by the time the class ends tomorrow, we will have finished the exam. Remember that we use will have plus past participle to form the future perfect. The future perfect continuous, it's an action, it describes an action that has been in progress for a duration. Again, it's for the duration of time before another event or time in the future. By the time she finishes the law school, we will have been living in the US for 8 years. So when she finishes, here we talk about the future. When she finishes school, they will have been living in the United States for 8 years. Remember that to form the future perfect continuous, we use will, have plus past participle plus verb plus ing. I hope that this was clear. And if you have any questions or something that was not clear, please drop it at the comments. And thank you so much, and see you in the next lesson.